Massive news from a massive man. Check this guy out. CryptoGodJohn, who is the biggest shot caller we have on the channel. We track the top influencers, the best traders in the world. CryptoGodJohn has called the most amount of 100x, 50x plays. He's just an absolute machine at printing these things. And let me get ahead of myself here for a second. He has not called a play since December, but this week he is calling his very first play. Of course, it's programmed to do absolutely crazy things just because of his track record. This is CryptoGodJohn here. This is Drew and Keto, who I actually met at crypto conference in Dubai. Really good people. And this is CryptoGodJohn's track record from the last cycle and midway through this cycle. We haven't actually put in his latest results, which we probably should from here. But have a look at this. CryptoGodJohn owns 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 of the top 7 biggest calls, including Chainlink, which I'll go through in a second with you, at a 360x, and he called that with some volume as well. That's what helped him turn $3 grand into $2 million in the last market. And June 8th, which is yesterday, he says, what is the next high conviction play? Looking to ape, looking to buy a lot of the token. Now, before we get into this video, and I'm going to show you 3 to 5 tokens, including one that I'm actually putting my own money in, that I think it might be to front run the massive influencers and all their followers. But before I show you exactly what those tokens are and my rationale behind it, we have money. Well, you have money. I have money to send you because this here is Archie, archiebot.ai. He's our very own Solana crypto wallet, and not just the quickest, the safest, and the most user intuitive to use, but there's a new feature dropping which I want to show you today. But every single video, we make a trade together on Archie. We're going to do it again in this video. And if I make money, I send it to you if you comment your Archie funded wallet below. We have 2 winners from the last 2 videos. I'm going to be sending that money in this video, but I'm thinking I might buy some Bigfoot vlogs, which is on a bit of a tear at the moment. My friend actually saw this while it was migrating on Pump Fund under 70k market cap, but right now it's got a lot of volume. Because it's got that volume, we're going to either make a lot of money or lose a lot of money. So let me just show you how to do this. Copy any contract address on Solana, open your Archie bot once you download it and fund your wallet, and you can paste it in from anywhere on Archie, and he will go and find that token for you. All you have to do to buy is simply click on how much you want to buy. We're going to buy another 8.65 Solana worth. He goes out in the blockchain and it's confirmed just like that. So simple, so easy. Have a look at this feature. This one is dropping this week. We'll be able to put in exactly when we want to sell. So if I put in a 2x, Archie's going to go ahead and sell that Bigfoot token as soon as it hits a 2x. So no more waking up in the middle of the night. That feature is rolling out soon. And now our 2 winners from the last 2 videos, they get about 150 US each. I'm going to get the specifics before I send it over. Derek Anderson, congratulations on having a funded Archie wallet and commenting it in the comments of the last video. And then Scoot Slice as well. I'll be sending you guys to these 2 Archie wallet addresses, funded, ready to buy some meme coins. I won't do it live in this video, but you can check on the blockchain that it has been done. Okay, so we'll come back and check on our Bigfoot. We can just switch just to 1 minute times. You can see we might just be up already, which is exciting. So let's get this video done so we can end in profit and I can send it to you. Back to CryptoGodJohn, the man who has made the most 100x calls out of everybody we track. And guys, some of these calls are monumental. Like, have a look at Chainlink. This was CryptoGodJohn's biggest call in the 2021 bull market. It's number 13 token of all time. And CryptoGodJohn called it when it was about 30 cents, way down here. It rode all the way up to $50. It was the 360x, whatever that math actually ends up to. So absolutely massive. His Chainlink of this cycle, which he's less bullish on now because he thinks the team may have fumbled, but that's still question mark because apparently CZ is now having a look at the project. This is OXO, but CryptoGodJohn got in here at about 1 cent. It's currently at 8 cents, but it peaked out at about 42 cents, almost a 40x if you're following CryptoGodJohn's trade. And I mean, this gets in places. This is a really inspiring photo when I saw it. Horse tweeted this stud of a man right here sitting at the Knicks game courtside next to Goldman Sachs CEO David Solomon. So guys, crypto can take you places if you are good enough. Now, CryptoGodJohn also said this week, if you saw the Kita token, which absolutely ran up to hundreds of millions of dollars in market cap, he said, I fumbled generational wealth not buying Kita when they told me to. Who's they? That's what we're trying to figure out in this video, trying to get up that news cycle. And then he tweeted the one I've shown you already. What is the next high conviction play? He's looking to ape. He's looking to make up for that lost generational wealth on Kita. And he thinks the market is ripe for it. Just today, June 9th, he said, Seeing some on-chain runners lately, good signs. We're heading back into that real euphoric bull market. And he says he wants to make generational wealth and then retire. He says deal, and yeah, I mean, that's exactly what all of us want to do. But the exciting news, this is where he gets down to specifics. He says, I think I finally found the next cook, the next token that can do 100x, turn out 10 grand into $1 million. He says, who is ready with the eyes? And as I've told you, he says the phone buzzing because everyone wants that next 100x play. I haven't called anything since December. So that's 6 months ago. He hasn't called anything. So he hasn't used that power. So it's like fresh. When he calls this, everyone's going to be aping because he hasn't burnt out his list. He hasn't burnt out his social influence. He says, this is going to be major. Took me months of finding a full conviction play. Now, that I interpreted as it didn't take months. It doesn't mean this token is months old, but he's been looking for months until the right play comes along that he can be full conviction in. Because there's a lot of, and I'm going to show you a couple of them, a lot of influencer plays recently that can't be full conviction just because of the spread of the distribution in the wallet, which has pushed a decent amount of my portfolio towards meme coins. And I mean, we should just move along to the first token that it could be. Remember, I'm going to give you basically 3 tokens it could be, and then our quant inside of our inner circle has given us a short list of tokens that he also thinks can be. I'll be going through that with you and giving the reasoning, starting with what I was talking about, the meme coins. This is SPX 6900. This is my biggest holding. I talk about it all the time on the channel. You can buy it on Archie. Very quickly, I'll leave the link in the description below, because with Archie, I literally leave a link and it'll link you up to the right contract address so you know you're buying the right token. All you have to do is push a button in order to get that token that you want. Now, why do I think CryptoGodJohn could be a holder of SPX 6900 and it could be his next play? Now, you might be thinking, this is a silly idea, guys. This is already over $1 billion market cap. That's not a cook. That's not 100x. Well, the theory is that this is going to $100 billion. So CryptoGodJohn could rationalize that this is the next cook. And June 4, which is 5 days ago, he wrote, believe in something. Now, what does that mean? That is the motto. That is the emblem, the shared slogan of the SPX 6900. And you can see when he tweets it, all the SPX crew come in and actually reply to this because it's a really strong community. And that was just 5 days ago. Now, I was like, that's interesting. Let me see if he's tweeted that before. And he has in December 17, 2024. So this is specifically the motto of the SPX 6900. It's not like, oh, it could be interpreted as. That is that motto. And I know that he's familiar with Murad and his play for the next, because of these next 2 tweets. He says, I just want Murad to buy and chill my bags. Back before he tweeted that believe in something, October 10, 2024. That was that first leg up when Murad was getting quite popular around Singapore token 2049. And recently, on this run up, because SPX 6900 has been crazy performing, and that's why you want to subscribe to this channel and join our inner circle, because we literally were telling you down here at a $260 to $280 million market cap that this is Murad's biggest player. This could be the meme coin super cycle. So don't just watch and let everybody else get rich around you. Make sure you guys are taking action as well. John tweeted the SPX chart looking like Murad is going to be right all along. And this is at $1.20. It had a little pullback. Now it's up to about $1. Hit, I think, $1.28, $1.29 today, really breaking out of that zone. Another big motto, not just believe in something, but of the SPX 6900, they also like to say there is no chart. They also have a lot of love, which I kind of like. But even this, there is no chart. I love you. And John misinterpreted this. This is actually hilarious to look at because he posted the chart, and in this niche, there is no chart. Even me showing you this chart is frowned upon within the SPX community because it's not about the chart, it's not about the price, it's about believing in something bigger than ourselves and escaping the money printer. Now, what's funny is John says weird, it shows the chart for me, reposting a screenshot of his actual tweet. And funny enough, you go in and they're like, no, we know that there is a chart, but what we're saying is don't post the chart because it's not important. He said, delete this, there is no chart. And John says, wow, laugh my ass off, I am slow. Figured out that that is the core of the community. We don't talk about charts, we don't talk about money, we talk about belief, hope, and something bigger than ourselves. Now, that's probably the loosest token in this video, but I just wanted to draw your attention that John is bullish on SPX 6900. However, this next token was not only an Alex Becker token, but could very well be a CryptoGodJohn token. Let me show you what I mean. Let's get the date. Let's set the scene for you. March 5th, 2024. So this is over a year ago. It's almost a year and a half ago. And Alex Becker tweeted out, I've rounded off my non-seed portfolio with very large, not small, very large stakes and partnerships with PAL. Now, where did he get PAL from? PAL came from CryptoGodJohn originally. OXO, where did he get that from? That's the one I showed you at the start. They ran up to 42 cents from a cent. In fact, Becker didn't get into about 20 cents. But Alex Becker got their recommendation from CryptoGodJohn and Wealth Group. OPSEC, I believe the same. I'm not 100% sure on that one. Node AI, I also believe the same. Becker got a lot of his deal flow and a lot of his partnerships and a lot of his token recommendations from someone like CryptoGodJohn. Now, in the same breath, in the same tweet, he says, I've gone hyper deep seed/early stage investing in GPUNet and Skillful AI. Now, Skillful AI came out and was a bit of a crap show. I mean, this is the Skillful AI chart. Just fell off a cliff. And I'm going to come back and talk to you about that in a second. But GPUNet was the other one that Alex Becker was investing in. He says, with the NVIDIA/AI hype in tech, I think market caps on these will get out of control. Not true for Skillful AI. However, GPUNet is not only launching in a little bit of a different way, but this is why I'm sort of thinking it could be. Again, all this is speculation. All this is from me and my research team, but it might not be this token, but it's worth considering and doing your own research just in case it is, because the GPU token was just launched. So let's have a look at GPUNet. And I'm like, the timing might line up perfectly. June 7th, just 2 days ago, when John was starting to say he's found his next cook, the official GPU contract address is here. The ticker is GPU. You go over to DEX screen and you put the contract address in, you can see it's got a fully diluted value of $700,000 market cap. You can see it came down from 5 mil. And interestingly enough, it's been a lot of red candles, but it's a very low market cap. This is the official GPU token. Their launch was a little bit difficult and strange to get their tokens, but this was an original Becker investment when he was getting deal flow from John. So it could have flowed back up the chain to John. However, let me read you this before you go and ape that one. This is coming from the GPU team. He says, according to official reports, most of Series A investors had their tokens bought back by GPUNet in a $4 million buyback in June 2025, which is this month, just before they launched. They bought back and they bought out a lot of their original investors. What does that mean? Series A investors no longer hold tokens. The buyback was done upfront in US dollars with no vesting and no future obligations, meaning they are fully cashed out. A lot of those early investors, possibly Becker, possibly John, we don't know, were fully cashed out. In fact, the buyback covered 80% of early investors, so the majority of Series A participants were exited completely. $4 million, guys, of buybacks. This was a deliberate move by GPUNet to clean up the cap table and remove early VC pressure before the TGE, the token generation event, which is what this was here. Because they, I believe, this is again more speculation, they didn't want this to happen to their token. They don't want a bunch of VC investors who are just going to dump it. They're like, you know what, we'll raise that $4 million, we'll buy them out, and we'll have a much smoother token launch. So, I mean, this is only at a 700K market cap now, and full transparency, this is the one that I'm going to buy because I think there is a lot more upside than downside on this one, even though it could go to zero. The fact they bought out early investors, they want to see their token do well over the long term, and they did have originally Becker, potentially CryptoGodJohn in. If this is his next cook, the next 100x, it only needs to hit a 70 mil market cap in order to get there. So that is one that I'm personally going to get. Make up your own mind if you would like to get that too. But remember, when we play in these micro caps and we try to front run these influencers, there's obviously risk to it. That's why there's so much potential reward. Now, what else could the token be if it's not SBX 6900 or GPUNet? Well, CryptoGodJohn on June 7th said, my two brothers and best traders in the market right now are Elise883 and Rob Woods, two of his friends. So I thought maybe they're up the news cycle. Maybe they're feeding him that next big cook, that next big token. So I went on to their Twitters, but what I found is he did say traders, and they tend to be technical analysis traders. The only one on Elise's page that wasn't a technical analysis trader, I guess it was, he was day trading it, that wasn't in the billions of dollars of market cap, was 210 fully diluted value. It's called Horizon, and that's an old token that dated way back to 2018. So went across to Rob Woods, who is another big trader and researcher inside of Wealth Group. I've heard good things. I haven't actually met Rob or connected with Rob myself yet, but he trades even bigger tokens. He was trading Bitcoin, ETH, I think even SUI. Not really the next cook. And the only clue that I found, because they weren't leaking much, was what Woods AI, Rob Woods, says we killed leverage. It's time for a cook. That is today. So, I mean, if CryptoGodJohn is getting into this new token, you know that his team, you know that these researchers are going to know as well, and they're going to be getting in. So Rob Woods is saying, yes, there is a token to come. Now, John also said he won't be releasing the name or the contract address today, so I'm guessing it's going to be this week. Obviously, if you're inside our inner circle, what we do is we track the wallets and we track the socials of these big influencers, John, and people who are in John's crew as well, so that we can feed you what that contract address is before everybody else knows. We're trying to be the first to get that contract address because it really is a big race. The stronger the market sentiment, the less of a race it is, because this could go up for the next 3 weeks. In today's market sentiment, it's probably going to be a pump and then a dump and then probably go up slowly. No one's sure, but you want to be as early as possible. There's no downside to being early. So do make sure you're in our inner circle if you want the first look at this. Now, this is from our lead researcher, head quant inside the inner circle, Twilly55. He says it's most likely a new token. It could be yield, but it's already up to 27 million. Gray, it's a $4 million project. It pumped today. And it's a new project that Wealth Group does like. Then you have QU3, which is that new Becker project we've covered on this channel. We had some real early alpha about that project last month. So there are some killers who are doing some crazy good research. Astra AI is a new Becker token. GPU Net, which is the old Becker token that finally launched, that happened to launch when John found his new cook. That's the one I told you about. But Twilly55, the lead researcher, does think that it's going to be something brand new about to launch. And so what I found in this channel, I found this recently actually, because I met a lot of cool people at Token 2049 in Dubai, and we do have a decent sized micro influencer channel here on YouTube. We are also getting deal flow from the same deals that these bigger influencers are getting. So not only do we have WhatsApp groups and sharing deal flow with the boys inside the Wealth Group, we also track the deployer wallets from new projects, and we have a dedicated team member who reaches out to new projects, upcoming projects, and is getting our network and getting our roots out there so that we can see this deal flow at the same time as the big influencers. Of course, we share this alpha inside our inner circle where we track not only CryptoGodJohn, but the people who make the big plays and the people who actually make the market, because CryptoGodJohn is going to talk about this token. It's going to go absolutely crazy. If he didn't talk about it, it wouldn't go absolutely crazy, and it's the exact same project, because most things out there are social arbitrage. Most things out there just wait for the biggest KOL in the world. I talked about this in the meme coin video yesterday, where Elon Musk, everyone just wants Elon Musk to shield their tokens, or Trump, because they are the two biggest KOLs in the world. And we track these KOLs, we track these influencers, people who can pump market caps by literally hundreds of millions of dollars so that we can get the alpha before anyone else. And as I've been saying, we track people who are even earlier to that. This is Crypto Zach LA, who's also one of the Wealth Group boys, who we saw getting Chainlink way before Becker, way before John, way before Miles, way before us, and way before it went mainstream on X. So if you want to join us, link in the description for the inner circle. All right, let's go back to our Archie purchase. You can see this is our purchase right here of Bigfoot Vlogs. We bought 7.69 Solana. We open our Archie bot, we come to our portfolio. You can see we have 8.5 Solana, guys. We are on a tear on this channel, making it look easy out there. We're going to sell all of that. It's about 0.9 Solana, or yeah, about 0.8 Solana, which we'll give away to one person who can submit their funded Archie wallet address in the comments below. We're going to keep doing this. It's a bit of fun we've had, and we haven't lost yet. So thumbs up. We'll just keep trading this way, and we'll all make our way to that $1 million together. Thanks so much for watching. I'll see you in the next video.